Hey guys, it is Missy Beauty here. If you're interested to see what I use on my phone the most, then keep watching. Alright guys, hello, this is Missy Beauty. Did I call myself Missy Mommy in the beginning? I hope not. If I did, this is Missy Beauty. Like I said in the intro, this is what apps I most use on my phone. So this is going to be a short video. Thank goodness. I know. I'm long-winded, but this particular video, short and sweet. The type of phone that I have is a Motorola. It's called a Moto E5, I believe. And I had never had a Motorola before, so I bought this like over a year ago. I am already tired of it. I get tired of phones really quickly. But anyway, my cat is digging. No. I'm going to show you. I'm going to start out with Google Maps, and I know a lot of you probably already use Google Maps and you're thinking, duh, what's the big deal about Google Maps? So excuse me if you already use this, but I'm just letting you know what I use the most. Now on Google Maps, of course I use the maps and directions and navigation, but what it has on here is something called location sharing. And if you see those three little dots right there and you press on those three little dots, something comes up. There's a list that comes up, and if you see there is a location sharing. I've never tried the start driving, but the location sharing is what I use. And if you press on location sharing, then a map comes up. Now you can add, in order to see where someone is, you have to add them, and they have to agree to share their location. Well, my husband and I, we share a location, and this actually tells me real time where he is. So that's good. If the weather's bad and I'm worried, I can see at what point he's on his way. If I see him at a point for longer than a certain amount of time, I'll call and say, hey, the weather's bad, is everything okay? And he might say, and if you zoom in, like zoom your fingers out and press and zoom them out, you can see it actually is a zoom in, but you press your fingers out and it zooms in for you, and you can kind of see what street the person's on. It'll tell you what street they're on, but if you want to look at the map, you can see what cross streets they're at. It's a really neat app, and I think it's good if you have teenage kids. Of course, my kid is not that old yet. She's only 5. But it is a good tool, I would think, if you have teenage children. So yeah, Google Maps location sharing I use almost, hey kitty, how are you, on a daily basis. The next app that I'm looking, I kind of look crooked for some reason, I don't know why. The next one I use a lot is my Google Mail. There is an app for that, for those that have Gmail, not Google Mail, Gmail. It looks like this. I don't know if you can see that. The other thing I use is OK Google, which is this. Uh-oh, it hurt me. And it comes up, how can I help you? If you say anything. Uh-oh, it's starting to do something. I use that a lot. That will also link to directions. If you say, how do I get to somewhere? If you say, hey Google, how do I get to the nearest restaurant?
The best way to get to Frontera Mex Grill by car is via Got 20 with Cumming HWI North.
Okay, so yeah, you can do that, and it'll, I think you would have to download, which is another thing that I use the most, is the Play Store for Google. Of course, everybody knows about that, but I believe you have to download the Google app that allows it to hear you. I forgot the name of that. So that's kind of silly. I'm talking about it, but I can't tell you the name. I think it's something you have to download. I think in some cases your phone might actually already do that once it hears, you know, the "Hey Google." I don't think it heard me. Once it hears that. So the next thing that I use the most, it's called PC Radio. Now when I go to the gym or just anywhere where I'm bored and I want to listen with my earphones, mostly the gym, I use something called PC Radio right there. If you open that up, you come to this screen. Well, you come to a screen of a lot more than that. But for instance, I have my starred radio stations here, and it sounds really good. You can choose. Who knew I listen to music like that? Well, I do. So that's what I work out to mostly, but it has all kinds of music from all countries. You see there, you can choose the country, you can choose the genre or type of music, and it has mostly any type of music. You can put salsa, you can look for salsa. It's got a finder, a button where you can actually put in, see that little find area there. And I love this radio station. It's out of all, I have Pandora as well. Pandora does link to my what is this thing called? It's called Android Auto right here. I use this on a daily basis when I get in my car. Android Auto does end up linking to your car. I think it's available on most cars these days. And it'll allow you to look at your navigation system that if you put Google Maps or Waze on your phone and you want to see it on the screen in your car, you know, the screen where the rear screen where you back up and you can see behind you, well, and the radio and all of that, you can actually see your navigation system if you attach the USB with your phone and your car. But you have to have this Android Auto app. This is a cool one too, if you have an Android. And I think most cars have this now, 2016 and up, should have Android Auto capability. I think there is something similar for iPhones as well. But that app is pretty cool because I can look at my navigation system and play Pandora. So Pandora is also on my radio or on my telephone, but I use Pandora when I get in my car. I use that at night as well because it syncs with my at-home Google. And I have that app on my phone, but I don't use that as much. The next app that I want to, probably the last app I want to go over, because I use Instagram, I use Facebook, I use a WhatsApp app, I use Viber. Those are chatting apps, you know, Facebook Messenger. But the app that I really want to tell you about is something you probably wouldn't think would be an interesting app. Well, it's interesting to me anyway. It is the Walmart app. I don't know if you can see that. The Walmart app, let me go back there. All right, the Walmart app, if you open it, you will notice in the center, upper to your, when you're looking at the phone, it's the upper right-hand corner. You will see a shopping cart, you'll see an arrow, and then you'll see in the middle, you'll see a bar, a barcode. If you touch that barcode, it will allow you, a camera comes up and it will allow you to actually scan anything in that store, and you can pick if it's a barcode or a Q code. You know those little Q code square things? But if it's a barcode, you choose barcode, and it will bring up the actual price. That came handy. It comes in handy anytime you want a price on anything. You don't feel like going up to somebody and doing a price check or trying to find one of those price checker things in the store. This comes in handy. Another thing that this app can do is if your phone is GPS capability, which I hope it is by now, all phones have it, but if you have that GPS enabled and you go into that Walmart app, you can put in the search button, say you're in the grocery store side of things, in the grocery store within Walmart, and you put in, say you put in raisins, all departments, you'll get this area here. You'll get this, you'll get this screen here. And if you put at your store, it picks up which store you're in according to the GPS on your phone, what store you're in, and it has the aisle numbers and everything. I don't know if you'd call this an intuitive app or not, but it already has programmed into it the store out layout. It must have it because it actually can tell you what aisle in that store the raisins are in. And it tells you that. And you all know or probably have experienced you're in a Walmart and you can't find anybody to ask for a price or where something is or anything. This is a true story that I had to use this. I walked just everywhere in the store to try to find raisins. And sorry, that's my fault because I was stupid and I didn't know where to look. Everybody should know their Walmart by now. But I couldn't find anybody. And I said, let me look at this app. I put in raisins, and then I saw that it had the 2 tabs, walmart.com and at your store. And it was correct. It was right. I went right to the raisins. So this Walmart app, we all shop at Walmart. This is a great app to have. I just wanted to let you guys know. You can find anything in any store. Hopefully. Now, if it's a new store, I can't vouch for that. I actually can only vouch for the stores I've been in, but it's got to work for other stores or else they wouldn't have this. So, yeah, Netflix is another one that I use. I have different profiles on my Netflix for my husband, me, and my daughter. So, of course, my daughter's kids. So that's what we have, and I look at this Netflix on my phone at night. Another cool app, basically that I gotta give it to Walmart. There's an app called 0 Calories Fasting, I believe is the full name of it. And this it keeps track of if you want to fast. And don't ask me anything else because, well, you haven't even asked me anything, but I haven't really used it that often. I tried to use it once, but I'm horrible at fasting. But this is a useful app. It's called 0 Calories. And I learned that from another YouTuber, but Sephora is another one. And since I'm a beauty vlogger, I'm going to mention this. Sephora comes in handy when I want to see how many insider points I have. Insider is like being an insider is like, it's kind of like a shopping card, kind of like a Kroger card. You do get points, and then if you get so many points, you can actually, when you order stuff online, you can look at your points and get extra stuff because there are things that cost points, and if you have enough points, you can get extra items. So I think this is Sephora has a very good idea here with this app and allowing people to accumulate points. I think it's real cool because I got a couple of free, to me it's free items because all you're paying for is points. It's just for points. So it's pretty cool. But basically, those are the most interesting and used apps I have on my phone. That Walmart one takes the cake. The second in line for me is the Google sharing, location sharing. I think it's very useful to find out where your loved ones are if it's bad weather. or if you have children that you want to just keep track of them, that Google sharing is great. Other than that, that is all I had for you guys today. I just wanted to, I see other people talking about what's on their phone. I can't tell you all the apps on my phone because I have just too many. But if you found this interesting, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe if you're interested. I do unboxings and I do a few other things. I have a clothing subscription that I do unboxing or unbagging of. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and subscribe. But until next time, we will see you later.